Hi everyone, today I'm a motivational speaker. I would like to give a brief motivation to all of us, a short word of motivation to everyone who is feeling frustrated in one way or another. So, as we know currently, the things I've been giving talks about how the current economy is frustrating everyone, but unfortunately, it's not getting better. Things are getting harder and harder day by day. You know, so what can we do as Kenyans? As people who are living in this planet, we have to know how to cope in order to continue living, or else we are all going to be stressed, and we're all going to end up frustrated more than we already are. So today I just want to give a word of encouragement, and it's for me it's about imagination. Why did I think I should do a talk about imagination? I thought about this because I looked at my life. I looked at the people ahead of me who are doing better than I do, the people who I look up to, and the people who I admire their lives, the ones that I hope that in future will live a life like them. I was just like, what do they do different? And for me, the little achievements, I know each and every one of us has had one or two achievements, if not many. Whatever it is, you've achieved. Whatever it is in whichever sector of your life, you've achieved. If you look deeply into it, you'd see that it started from just imagining. You know, just imagining. It started by imagination. You know, I want to be this far at this point. I want to do this. I want to build. I want to go to school. It all started by having the idea, having the thought in your mind. So this idea or the thoughts that come to our mind are the things that translates into actions that we take, and they are the things that shape our life in terms of the goals we want to achieve on a daily basis, and the goals we have quarterly, yearly, or even after whatever period you decide to set your goals. So it all starts with imagining. So I'll still bring us back to, do we still imagine? What is the magnitude? Should I say the magnitude of imagination? If it is limited, it means you'll have limited goals to achieve. If it is wider, it means you'll have bigger goals to achieve. Then it is, people say that you can be anything. You can be anything. But I would like to drive it home that you can only be anything if you start by imagining that you can be that anything that you want to be. For instance, if you want to be the president of this country, you must be having that dream at some point in your life. Our president Ruto said that he started thinking of being a president way back when he met his current, our current first lady, Mama Rachel. Mama Rachel said that when he met the first president, our president, our current president, he said to her that one day he was going to be a president, and that he was to make herself ready to be a politician's wife. And so you can imagine the duration it has taken for him to fight and be at the position where he is right now. So if you can imagine it, make the imagination bigger, and it will. If you imagine it every day, you want it to happen into your life. It creates like a skeletal framework for even God to work into, to work through you, to work into your things and make your things achievable for you. If you don't have anything in your mind, if you don't have any skeletal, any imaginary picture of where you want to go, what you want to be in your life, then you put God in a like, I would call it a standstill. He won't know how to work into your life. So let us as we wait on God to work to help us achieve our dreams, let us have those dreams first of all. It's our work to have those dreams, and then God will be like, okay, he or she wants to be this and this. So let me help him, bridge the gap between where he is currently and where he wanna be. And if you don't have that imagination, that picture, that mental picture of where you want to go, sometimes it's not there. Because, for example, if I had a dream of doing MBCD and I've achieved it, then at some point I'm in that blank space where I'm like, okay, so now what next? Something will just come into your mind after some time. So now I want to do this. What do I want to do next? I want to do this. And then you have, as you have that mental picture of what you want to do, then you start imagining of how do I navigate through my daily lives, my finances, and every other thing that I need, my emotional support that I want, the social support that I want, to help me achieve whatever goal that I've set, or whatever thing that I imagine being in my life. Then through that, you'll find things flowing. It gives God, I'm just repeating that it gives God an opportunity to work through you. Most of us are waiting on God, yet God is also waiting on us. So let us first do our part by having the wildest imaginations you can have. We don't. Nobody's is monopolizing your imagination. You are allowed to imagine whatever imagination you want to be. Even if you want to be the first president of the United States of America, you can be. It's also as with your imagination. But if your imagination is limited to a certain area, for example, if you're working in a village or a ward and your imagination is limited around that area, then you'll also succeed up to that level. If you imagine beyond that place, then your actions will supersede, will go beyond your imagination, will go beyond that level where you are at that time, and it will take you far to another moment, to another step. So with that, it's just a word of encouragement that whenever you are free, you can always just spare your time, reflect, think of what you want to do next. If you've achieved this, think of what can happen next. Sometimes it may not come to your mind forthright, but throughout your stay or throughout your living, throughout your daily life, as you sit down quietly in some place, I normally find myself seated quietly, and at that time is when ideas come to my mind, like I would like to do this, I would like to do this, I'd like to do this. Some of them you get through your interactions with people, interactions with the internet, on what you want to do next with your life, based on your passion, based on any other thing that you like to achieve in your life. And through that imagination, maybe you put it in your to-do list, and then you start working on ways of achieving it. And working ways of achieving it will come down to activities that you do to achieve your goal. If that goal was not there in the first place, if you never imagined it in the first place, then there's no way an activity is gonna happen to take you there. Or if you do an activity that is taking you nowhere, then you not know where you are going. You'll just be doing things for the sake of doing without knowing where you are going. So guys, let us just start by imagining. That's all I'm telling you. Imagine it, and it will happen. It will come to reality at some point in your life. Thank you.